Welcome to Gentle Yoga for All Levels. I'm so happy to see all of you on the first Monday of a new year. This practice today is about connection. And so before we do anything, I invite you to just look at the screen. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, this will be a little different. But right now on Zoom, will you friends just check in with your community here? The people that you've shown up to practice with this morning. And just send some heart love to Karen, to April, to Ron, to Bill, to both Gails and Hank, to Julie. Send some love to Paul and Alicia, William, and Barbara. Thanks for making a community this morning when it's hard to have community. In a time of isolation and continued aloneness. Thanks for doing what 2020 taught us to do, which is connect digitally. Because we need each other. So when you're ready to begin this practice, we're going to start standing today. So I'm going to invite you to come to mountain pose, and we'll begin with a standing meditation. Just start by rooting your feet into the earth, lifting through the crown of your head, and close your eyes. Feel yourself standing here. As you stand here, begin to notice yourself breathing here. And the breath coming in through your nose and out is warm, it's clean, it's humidified. We're going to use this posture today as a reset between other sections. We'll come back here a few times to check in. So this first time, shift your weight from your right foot to your left foot. And then find the center where you're equally weighted, right and left. Shift your weight back and forth, heels to toes, until you feel equal weight front to back. Lift even taller through the crown of your head. And feel yoga. The word literally means to connect, to join, to unite. So as you feel your feet connect to the earth and your mind connect to your body, you're already practicing yoga. Add in the layer of breath moving through your body. And let's begin to connect movement with breath. So on the inhale, a slow reach, palms come up. And on the exhale, hands float to heart center. Yoga, now the connection of movement with breath. And if you'd like, today, every time your hands come in front of your heart, you might just repeat that word, connection. Mind and body, movement and breath, and connection with those who gathered here to practice together. Let's add a little bit more movement. So inhale, stretch, palms meet. Exhale, sink into an easy seat. And rise again. And you keep moving. I'm going to come and make a couple more adjustments. Maybe your eyes are closed so you really stay connected with yourself, with your movement, with your breath. Open your arms even wider, reach back, heart pushes forward, that circle gets bigger. Maybe the chair gets a little deeper. Let's reach the arms high one more time, extended mountain, look up at your hands. And then lower the left arm to the left side, reach your right arm high. Pause here, press a little more into your right foot so feet stay even. Shoulder pulls up away from hip, and move breath into this right side of your body. Inhale, both arms high. And exhale, switch, right arm drops, left arm lifts. Draw breath here into left side. Connection here, self, breath, body. Arms reach high and let's start to flow with breath there. Exhale, left arm drops. Inhale, right arm sweeps. Exhale, lower. Find a flow with your breath. The next time the arms are reach up, let's exhale, cactus the arms. Head lifts just a little. And gather those hands in front of your heart. And once again, find mountain pose, eyes closed. After just a few movements, notice connection. Feet to earth, crown to the sky, mind and body, breath. Let's reach the arms again, extended mountain, and then swan dive, soft knees, forward fold. Now make a connection of fingertips to the top of your mat. So you might bend your knees more, soften through the shoulders, and just find a new connection to the earth. From here, we'll lower one knee down and then the other. We'll find ourselves in a tabletop position. Hands spread wide under the shoulders. And let's start to move with breath here through cat and cow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. We're making a connection to the inner world, the movement of our spine and the way our organs shift as we move forward and back. And let's make this movement just a little bit bigger. So hands come forward. We'll shift our torso forward, so we're in a kneeling plank. And on the exhale, we'll come back to child's pose. So moving forward and back, kneeling plank to child's pose, moving with breath. And as you settle back into child's pose, friends, let your knees come wider, big toes touch. Lower your forehead down toward the mat. And if that doesn't happen easily, place your hands or maybe a block under your forehead and connect here to the earth. With your forehead touching either the block, your hands, the mat, notice gentle pressure on your forehead. This is the space of our intuition. We call this our third eye. Make a connection now to your inner wisdom. You know intuitively what's best for you, what's best for your body in this practice. Make a connection here. Let's release. Place the hands back on the mat, tuck your toes, and either, let me give you some choices here. Stay right here and just feel this glorious stretch in the bottoms of your feet, or lift your hips up into downward facing dog. Whichever feels like it's best for your body today. I'm just going to explore here this new connection to earth. Hands and feet rooted down, hips lifted high. Breathe here. You might be moving around, or you might be still. What works best for your body here? As we look forward, let's slowly step our feet to the top of our mat, come down into ragdoll. So ragdoll, we always want the knees bent, the belly resting on the legs. You can touch your fingers to your elbows and just drop in. A little sense of surrender. Like we made it, we slid across the finish line and we made it to a new year. Exhale here. And then bringing hands to shins, press to lift halfway. And fold in half. Let's do that 2 more times. Low belly draws in to lengthen through the spine. And lower. Press and lengthen. And lower. Placing a deeper bend in the knees, let's slowly rise up again. Extended mountain. Reach as high as you can and then cactus your arms again. Open through the chest. Deep breath here. And then hands come to heart. Go back to that flow that we started with, maybe with a little more vigor. Inhale, bend the knees, arms reach. Exhale, sink into chair and go again. Start to draw in Ujjayi breath, a whisper breath that creates even more heat in your body. You might hear the sound of your breath or the person next to you if you happen to be practicing with a friend today. Step your feet wider so that you can turn your toes out and turn this into sunflowers. So the knees bend, the body lifts and lowers. As your body heats up, stay here to notice the heat, connecting your body to that element fire. Fire burns away impurities. You might say, we've all spent a year in the fire. What got burned away? What made way for new growth in the year ahead? We're no longer afraid of the fire. Lift one more time into star pose, fingers out wide, toes pointed to the corners, and then come down into goddess. Squat down, bend your knees, open your arms. Open to yourself. Open to each other. And open to this new year. So if you haven't already, turn to face the wide side of your mat. We're going to do a little kind of circular motion here. So the arms will lift up and we'll pivot toward the right foot, lower the hands down and come into a lunge. We'll drop the knee to the mat. Just pause here for a moment. It always takes a little more time for these big muscles to arrive at the party. And then we'll just tuck the toes, lift the knee, lift up into high lunge, peel open into your star pose, and then again that goddess. And we'll go the other way. So lift high, arms meet, reach over towards your left foot, low lunge, drop your knee. Pause here, find your breath. Connect with your iliopsoas, your hip flexor. And we'll create that movement, that rainbow with breath. Tuck the back toes, slowly rise up, high lunge. Pivot open to star and then goddess. And then just in your way, move up and over both of the legs. You can just stay here on your toes or you can drop the knee. We'll do this several times, so you're welcome to stay in any place as long as you like. This is a really nice hip opening sequence. Just opening our hips in all directions. Deepen your breath. Lengthen your exhales. And even that out. We'll all meet in goddess. No rush. Everyone loves a little squat, so take your time and I'll wait for everyone to arrive here. Engage your core. Feel the heat. And then release your hands to your thighs. I'm going to bring our left hand to the inside of the thigh. So the arm is straight and the shoulder starts to push toward the opposite knee. Come into a nice stretch for your lats, your upper back, the back of your shoulders. Breathe here. It's a pretty tight space on a lot of bodies. As we release the stretch, let the fingertips come to the floor, lunge toward the right side, and circle that arm all the way up and around. Let's do that again. Bend the right knee, circle the arm around. Connection, movement with breath. Go as low as you can and lift as high as you can. We'll do that one more time. And open out into your goddess pose. Settle in. And the hands come to the knees. Press against your right knee. The left arm is straight. Left arm pushes across. So there's this little opposition here. As you're pushing with your right hand, you're pulling forward with your right shoulder, creating a stretch in your back. Breathe here, friends. And softly release that fingertips to the floor. Bend your left knee more and then scoop that right arm up and around. Bend and lift. One more time around a nice slow circle, and we'll meet here in goddess pose. Palms down, fingertips out. Turn your toes toward the side of your mat and straighten your legs. So make these kind of sharp angles reaching out. And from here, we're going to hinge from the hips. Come halfway down. Hold yourself with your core, and then just windmill the arms. Drop the right, lift the left. Drop the left, lift the right. You might be feeling that stretch in your inner thighs. You might be noticing a nice little massage of your abdominal organs. A little rejuvenation for the spine. Twist. Let's go one more time, both directions. And then both hands to the floor. Go ahead and lower your head down. Find a forward bend here. Knees can be bent or straight. Give yourself a moment to settle here and connect with gravity, with downward energy. Surrender. Let's turn again toward the right foot. Drop our back knee down. We're moving into a twist. So with the right knee over the ankle, you can place your left hand on the floor or a block, and we'll press onto that right knee, opening into a twist. I'm going to turn this way. So just press on that knee. If you'd like, you can sweep the arm behind your back or lift the arm overhead. Kind of find the place where you want your arm to be. Top arm is not as important. Just twist your chest open. Right foot forward, left knee back. Release that. Both hands on the floor. Slide that knee back. Come into child's pose. Make a connection again, forehead to something. Earth, hand, block. Shift your hips from side to side like a little hammock, rocking over your heels. And we'll come back up now, taking the left foot forward into a kneeling lunge. Left foot forward, right knee back. And then twist. You can open the arm or press to the thigh. Stay here with your breath, your awareness, connected to your practice. This is what yoga is trying to teach us through these asana, is how to stay here. How to stay here and pay attention to this body and to what's happening right now. This body provides a million ways to pay attention and to connect. When you find yourself drifting, close your eyes and come back inside. There's something here to observe and to learn. Release from the twist. Tucking the back toes under, let's lift the knee, and we'll step the back foot to meet the front foot, coming back into a forward fold. Pressing hands to shins, lift halfway, low belly hugs in. And we'll sweep the arms high. Take a grand breath in, extended mountain. And exhale, lower the arms to the sides. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Spin your palms forward and pause. Here we are again. Mountain pose. Connection to the earth, to the sky, to this body, and this breath. Here now, with self. Sweep arms high, take a deep breath in. Swan dive, forward fold. Breathe out. Press hands to shins, lift halfway. And come to either downward facing dog or tabletop, your choice. This is just the second time we've been here today in this gentle practice. So check in. What's noticeable now? Shifting forward into a plank pose, let's all drop our knees to the earth and point our toes to the wall behind us. We're going to lower down to our bellies gently. So spin your elbows forward and let your belly come all the way down to the mat. Pause here. And then bring your fingertips off the edge of your mat so that all 10 of your fingertips are down on the floor, kind of like spider fingers. And slowly raise up into a little back bend. Just a little easy, kind of a cobra-ish back bend. You can lift your chin a little, lift your chest. Take a few deep breaths here. And release. Let your head turn to one side or the other, either way. Let your arms come down to your sides. Wiggle out your hips a bit. And then chin to center, lifting into locust pose. So come into a very small back bend. Arms lift at your sides. Turn your palms down and pause. This is a great place to stay. Wonderful strength for the back. If you'd like to explore a little more, you can zip your legs together and lift your feet. Another idea is interlace your hands and open more through your chest and shoulders. Breathe here. This is a challenging posture, but so good for our backs. Feel the connection of your belly to the earth. Exhale, release. Turn the other cheek to the ground. Let your arms rest at your sides. Let out a little sigh. Let your arms come out into a T. We're going to do a really delicious stretch for the front of the shoulders. So you'll keep your left ear on the floor. Pick up your right foot, your right knee, and just roll your foot behind you, reaching your toes toward the floor. So you're laying on your left ear, the front of your left shoulder, and your left leg. Breathe here. Close your eyes. Rumi says there are a million ways to kneel and kiss the earth. Just let your body kiss the earth here. And ease your way back home. Slowly turn your right cheek to the floor. Pick up your left foot, bend that knee, and roll over. So now you're on your right cheek, your right shoulder, your right leg. Close your eyes, take deep breaths here. Feel the connection. We'll return to center. Go ahead and bring your hands back in by your shoulders. Use your core to help you come up to tabletop and back again into child's pose. Knees nice and wide, head making that connection. Let yourself breathe into your belly and your low back. And let's return to center. Hands on the earth, lift up into cow. Exhale into cat. From a neutral spine, tuck your toes and walk your hands back to your knees, moving into a very gentle version of camel. And so you're welcome to put padding under your knees. We're just going to open the heart by bringing hands onto the hips, opening the chest, lifting the chin, and breathe here. If you enjoy a deeper expression of camel, you're welcome to bring your hands to your heels. One nice option is one hand down, one arm straight up. You can play with that. Stay where you're feeling a connection to your body, your breath, and this experience. Take a deeper breath in and exhale back to neutral. Bring your hands to your heart and either stay here on your knees or sit back over your heels. Close your eyes. Notice again what's here now. Release your hands to your mat. And we'll go ahead and sweep the legs around, finding a seat. In this seat, we're going to cross the right leg over the left leg. And if this doesn't feel good to your bottom leg, keep that leg straight. So you can just cross the right leg over a straight leg, or you can bend that bottom leg under you. The right knee is lifted. I'm going to reach the arms high here. Reach as high as you can. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms up. So we're looking for some space, rooting down through the hips, lifting up through the palms. Fill in that space with deep, dramatic breath. Root down, push high. And on the exhale, release your hands, twist to the right side. So just let your right arm come back, left hand or elbow touches the knee. Lift your spine and look over your back shoulder. Use exaggerated breath to move into tight spaces. And ease your way back to center. Pause here. You can use your hands to just take this right leg off and extend your left. Shake them out a little bit. And we'll switch. Left leg goes over. You can keep that right leg straight or bend it beneath you. Should feel something happening in your hips. Root down. Let's sweep the arms high. Interlacing our fingers, palms press up. Really press like you're trying to glue your hands to the ceiling as you're trying to root your hips down. Making space here in your body. Think of traction for your spine, decompressing the vertebra. Take a huge breath in, press up. Turn the palms, release into your twist. Hand or elbow on the thigh, and then just close your eyes and feel what's happening now. This cleansing twist. Let your head turn all the way back. And ease your way back to center. Unwind. Take this leg off and come into a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. Legs bent, legs straight, whatever feels like rooting down. We're going to practice here a more of a forced breath. It's called a three-part breath, but it's a different three-part breath. So we're going to inhale the arms forward. We're going to inhale more, arms side. Inhale more, arms up, and then just exhale back to our heart. So it's a softer but a little more force. So it's in, 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 and down. In, 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 and down. So sniff, and then ha. So you really want to force those inhales. It feels like you're really sniffing hard, getting the air clear up into your brain. And then let that audible be more forced. Two more times. And pause with your hands in front of your heart. Notice internal. Close your eyes. Notice color, energy, sound, experience, and this connection to your inner space. Here now. Release your hands to your knees. We're going to take ourselves down onto our backs, knees bent, so you can use your hands to help you get there. And when you get down onto your back, keep your feet there, keep your feet planted on the ground, and we'll move through a flowing bridge before we hold bridge. So start by tilting your tailbone up, hips lift, come all the way up onto the tops of your shoulders, and then roll back down one vertebra at a time, like you're just trying to massage every vertebra on the floor. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Feet stay firm on the earth. And the next time you come up, pause in bridge. Any expression of bridge you like. It can be arms down. You can place something underneath you, under your hips. You might interlace hands and open through the chest. We're here for 5 full slow breaths. It's about 1 minute. So that might inform you of how slow you should be breathing. To make 5 breaths last 1 minute, that's about 6 seconds in and 6 seconds out. Try it. If your breath is a little quicker than that, it's okay. We're just moving in that direction of slowing our breath, taking fewer breaths per minute. At the end of your 5th slow breath, release hands, release hips. Take your feet a little wider, arms open to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. You might turn your head opposite the knees, creating a more of a twist. Just rolling across the back of your skull, shoulders resting here. The next time your knees go left, pause for a deeper twist. You can stack your knees if you like or keep them wide. Look over your right shoulder. Fill up with breath and let that breath go. Slow, steady, smooth breaths connecting the insides, the tissues, bones, the organs. Ease yourself to the other side, knees wide or stacked. Either way is going to be a great way to end this practice. Eyes closed, slow breath. Moving towards 6 seconds on the inhale and 6 seconds on the exhale. Complete this next full long exhale and come back to center. Draw your knees toward your torso and just take any kind of movement here that feels good to your back. It can be small or big. It can even just be a nice squeeze. Connect with yourself like you're giving yourself a hug here. Happy baby is a nice option as you just move around, knees wide, narrow. Self-care, connection to your beautiful self here as you are. And then allow your feet to come to the earth. We'll bring our soles, the soles of the feet together, knees wide. This is called Supta Baddha Konasana. Let your left hand come over your heart and your right hand come over your belly. This is the mudra of connection. Connection to self. It represents protection and safety. Your left hand, your feminine hand, is softly protecting your heart. Your right hand, your masculine hand, is protecting the fire, the strength. Bring yourself here into connection with your strength and your softness. Put a little space between your teeth. Soften your jaw. If this feels good, you can stay here. If you'd rather be in more of a traditional Shavasana, you can draw your knees in and extend your feet out, coming onto your back. Give yourself a few moments here of rest. This is a great place to practice that 6-second breath. 6 counts in, 6 counts out. Feel the parts of your body that are connected to the earth. Let your mind stay present to this experience, mind and body connected. Aware of breath. Aware of feelings. Aware of energy. It all gets to be here. At first, we might ask, how can being compassionate to yourself reconcile all beings in the world? To understand the gift of this, we need to recall the analogy of the spoked wheel, in which each life is a separate and unique spoke, and yet all lives, like those spokes, meet in a common hub or center. That's why when we tend our deepest center, we care for all souls. Mark Nepo. When we tend our deepest center, we care for all souls. Take a very sweet, slow breath in and exhale like a sigh. Begin to move your body in a tender way, wiggling fingers and toes. Bring this connection with you as you make your way back to a seat. Bring your hands in front of your heart one more time, this connection to self. When we chant Om, it's called the voice of the universe, and we're adding our voice to the hum, the sound, the rhythm of all sound. We're connecting our vibration with that of all other humans and living species. So I'd like to chant Om 3 times, and you're welcome to join me. You're also welcome to just be in your space with the thought of Om. So this first is for ourself, connection to self. Deep breath in. The second is for connection with each other, those gathered here today. Deep breath in. And the final is honoring our connection to all that is the wheel that we are each a spoke on. Deep breath. Bowing. Thank you so much for taking the time for self-care today so that you can take better care of the world around you. Namaste.